It's February 1942, a bleak winter night at Bletchley Park, a sprawling estate 50 miles north of London. In Hut 8, a dimly lit wooden barracks, mathematician Alan Turing hunches over a clattering machine, its wires and rotors a tangle of metal and mystery. Around him, a team of cryptanalysts, Joan Clark, Hugh Alexander, Gordon Welchman, scribble furiously, decoding intercepted German messages. Outside, Britain stands alone against Nazi Germany, its cities bombed, its ships sunk by U-boats in the Atlantic. The key to survival lies in cracking the Enigma machine, a German cipher device that scrambles military communications into unbreakable code. Success could turn the tide of World War II. Failure could doom the Allies. Welcome to Vestige Files, where we unearth the pivotal moments that shaped history. This is the story of the race to decode Enigma, a tale of brilliance, desperation, and a secret war that saved millions. To understand this high-stakes struggle, we must rewind to the 1930s, when Europe teetered toward war. The Enigma machine, invented by German engineer Arthur Scherbius in 1918, was a typewriter-like device with rotors and a plugboard that encrypted messages in billions of possible combinations. By 1939, Nazi Germany had refined Enigma for military use, its codes changing daily, rendering intercepts useless without the day's settings. Germany's Army, Navy, and Air Force relied on Enigma for secure communication, coordinating blitzkriegs and U-boat wolf packs. The Allies, desperate to read these messages, faced a cryptographic puzzle of unprecedented complexity. The race began before the war. In Poland, mathematician Marian Rejewski, with colleagues Jerzy Rojicki and Henryk Zygalski, cracked early Enigma codes in 1932 using mathematical analysis and a device called a bomba. By 1938, Germany's upgrades outpaced their efforts, but Poland's work laid a foundation. In July 1939, with war looming, Polish cryptographers shared their findings with British and French intelligence at a secret meeting in Warsaw. The Poles handed over replica Enigma machines and code-breaking techniques, a gift that gave the Allies a head start. When Germany invaded Poland in September 1939, sparking World War II, Britain's government code and cipher school at Bletchley Park became the hub of Allied code-breaking. Bletchley Park, a Victorian mansion turned intelligence factory, housed 10,000 workers by 1945. Mathematicians, linguists, chess champions, even crossword enthusiasts. Led by Alistair Denniston, the team included brilliant minds like Turing, a Cambridge scholar whose 1936 work on computing laid the groundwork for modern computers. Joan Clark, one of few women in Hut 8, excelled at deciphering naval codes. Dilly Knox, a veteran cryptanalyst, tackled Enigma's variants. Their mission was daunting. Enigma's settings changed daily, with 159 quintillion possible configurations. German U-boats, using a more complex naval Enigma, sank 2,000 Allied ships by 1941, starving Britain of food and fuel. Cracking the code could save lives and shorten the war. The stakes were global. Nazi Germany under Adolf Hitler dominated Europe by 1941, occupying France, Norway, and the Low Countries. Britain, battered by the Blitz, relied on Atlantic convoys for survival, but U-boats sank 4 million tons of shipping in 1941 alone. The U.S., not yet in the war, sent supplies via Lend-Lease, but losses mounted. The Soviets, reeling from Germany's 1941 invasion, pressed for intelligence to counter the Wehrmacht. At Bletchley, the codebreakers worked in secrecy, their efforts classified even from military commanders. Failure meant prolonged war. Success could shift the balance. The stage was set for a battle of wits, where pencils and rotors were as vital as tanks and planes. By 1940, Bletchley's codebreakers faced a crisis. Germany's Enigma upgrades, adding rotors and plugboard settings, made Polish methods obsolete. Turing, leading Hut 8's naval Enigma team, realized brute force wouldn't suffice. He designed the bomb, an electromechanical device based on Rejewski's bomba, to test Enigma settings rapidly. The bomb, built by engineers like Harold Keane, used spinning drums to mimic Enigma's rotors, narrowing possible code combinations. But it needed cribs, guessed plain text, like weather reports or repeated phrases in German messages, to work. Operators, often women like Mavis Beatty, worked grueling shifts, feeding intercepts into the bomb circuits. The breakthrough came through daring and ingenuity. In May 1941, British sailors from HMS Bulldog, led by Captain Joe Baker Cresswell, captured U-110 off Iceland, seizing an intact naval Enigma machine and code books. These pinches provided critical clues, revealing German settings. Bletchley's teams, including Gordon Welchman's Hut-6, used the captured materials to crack Army and Air Force codes, reading Luftwaffe messages by mid-1940. Naval Enigma, with its extra rotor, was tougher. Turing and Clark developed banbarismus, a statistical method to identify likely rotor settings, reducing bomber run times. By December 1941, Hut-8 began reading U-boat signals, revealing their positions and saving convoys. But the Germans adapted. On February 1, 1942, they introduced Shark, a 4-rotor naval Enigma, increasing complexity tenfold. U-boat sinking spiked, with 1.2 million tons of Allied shipping lost in 1942's first half. Bletchley's codebreakers, sleep-deprived and under pressure, faced a blackout. Turing, described by colleagues as eccentric yet relentless, worked 18-hour days, his mind racing to outwit the enemy. The stress was immense. Codebreaker John Harrival collapsed from exhaustion, and morale wavered as convoys perished. Outside Bletchley, Britain's war effort faltered. Churchill, aware of Bletchley's work, called Enigma decrypts his golden eggs, but the flow had slowed. The conflict wasn't just technical, but human. Secrecy isolated Bletchley's workers, who couldn't share their triumphs or fears. Joan Clark, despite her brilliance, earned less than male colleagues, reflecting wartime gender norms. Turing faced prejudice for his homosexuality, illegal in Britain, though his genius was unquestioned. Across the Atlantic, U.S. codebreakers, led by William Friedman, worked on Japan's codes, but lagged on Enigma until 1943, when Anglo-American collaboration intensified. In Germany, Admiral Karl Dönitz, commanding the U-boat fleet, suspected leaks but trusted Enigma's security, unaware of Bletchley's progress. The race was a shadow war, with lives hanging on each decoded message. A turning point came in late 1942. British destroyers, including HMS Petard, captured U-559's codebooks in October, costing the lives of sailors Tommy Brown and Colin Grazier, who drowned retrieving the materials. The documents rushed to Bletchley, cracked Shark, by December 1942. Decrypts, codenamed Ultra, flowed again, revealing U-boat coordinates. Allied convoys rerouted, and anti-submarine tactics, aided by radar and air patrols, sank 41 U-boats in May 1943 alone. Dönitz, stunned, withdrew his wolf packs, conceding the Battle of the Atlantic. Bletchley's work saved 7 million tons of shipping by war's end, shortening the conflict by an estimated 2 years. By 1944, Bletchley's codebreakers had turned the tide. Ultra-intelligence aided every major Allied campaign. In June 1944, decrypts confirmed Hitler's belief that the D-Day invasion would target Calais, not Normandy, ensuring the Allies' surprise landing. General Dwight D. Eisenhower called Ultra decisive to victory. In the Pacific, U.S. codebreakers, using Bletchley's techniques, cracked Japan's JN-25 code, enabling the 1942 Midway victory. By 1945, Bletchley read 4,000 German messages daily, guiding Allied forces as Germany collapsed. When Hitler died and Germany surrendered on May 7, 1945, Bletchley's workers, sworn to secrecy, quietly dismantled their machines. The human cost was subtle but profound. Bletchley's 10,000 workers, including 7,000 women like operator Jean Valentine, endured mental strain, with some, like Turing, facing personal struggles. Turing's 1952 conviction for homosexuality and chemical castration led to his suicide in 1954, a tragic loss of a war hero. Marian Rejewski, exiled in Britain, returned to Poland in 1945, but was shunned by the communist regime, his contributions hidden until the 1970s. The secrecy was total. Workers like Mavis Beatty kept silent for decades. their families unaware of their role. Yet their work saved millions, preventing starvation in Britain and hastening Nazi defeat. The Enigma triumph reshaped the world. Bletchley's bomb and Colossus, an early computer developed by Tommy Flowers, birthed modern computing. Turing's theories influenced artificial intelligence, while Welchman's organizational methods shaped intelligence agencies like MI6 and the CIA. The Anglo-American Cryptographic Alliance strengthened NATO's post-war framework, but secrecy delayed recognition. Bletchley's story emerged only in the 1970s with books like F.W. Winterbotham's The Ultra-Secret. Poland's role, obscured by Cold War politics, gained recognition in the 1990s, with Rejewski honored posthumously. The legacy was complex. Cracking Enigma shortened the war, saving an estimated 14 million lives, but raised ethical questions. Ultra revealed Nazi atrocities, like the Holocaust. Yet Allied leaders, including Churchill, prioritized military targets over bombing death camps, a decision debated by historians like Martin Gilbert. The code-breaking race showed humanity's intellectual peak. Turing's team solved a puzzle deemed impossible, but also the cost of secrecy, as unsung heroes like Clark and Rejewski died without fanfare. The Cold War saw cryptanalysis evolve, with the NSA and KGB building on Bletchley's methods, turning code-breaking into a global industry. Today, Bletchley Park is a museum, its huts and bombs drawing 500,000 visitors yearly. The Enigma story inspires films like The Imitation Game and novels, though some exaggerate Turing's role over the team effort. The race revealed the power of collaboration. Mathematicians, sailors, and operators united against a common foe. Was Enigma's defeat the war's turning point, or one of many Allied triumphs? Could the Allies have won without Ultra? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this dive into the secret war of codes moved you, hit that like button, subscribe to Vestige Files, and ring the bell for more stories of history's turning points.